Several communities and landslides are posing a threat around the region. We are waiting to hear from Governor Bob Ferguson about the state's flooding response as we give you that live look inside Camp Murray near Joint Base Lewis McChord. The governor, along with state emergency management officials, are about to provide the very latest information. We will bring it to you live as soon as it begins. But first, let's check in with Leah Pizzetti on the very latest conditions. Leah.
Yeah, Christine, this is impactful weather, to say the least. And we're starting to enter some of the most severe phase of this storm, this atmospheric river. So these are rain totals from the last 24 hours. And what I want to highlight to you is that we've shifted where the precipitation is. So we showed you those Monday rainfall totals. Shelton and Olympia both saw 3 inches of rain in one day. But now you can see we're shifting a lot of that up to the north. So far in the last 24 hours, Bellingham, Mount Vernon, about 1.5 inches. Seattle's clocked in more than 1 inch. And then actually Shelton and Olympia, who saw that impressive 3 inches of rain, have already seen close to 3 in Shelton and close to 2 in Olympia. And then you can see this purple shading in the foothills. We're getting quite a bit of rain in the higher elevations. In one day, Monday alone, we saw 7 inches of rain for a lot of our mountain communities, and we're seeing potentially double that with this second push that moved in last night, and it is here right now. So here's a look at our radar imagery. You can see there's that rain along the peninsula. We're seeing some of that steadier rain up to the north, and then also in those foothills and over the Cascades. And at this point, none of this is falling as snow. We are seeing it all as rain. So as expected, multiple watches, warnings, and advisories have been issued. Most of these are because of those flooding concerns, but we're also keeping an eye on windy conditions as well. So we did just get an update. Our flood warnings have been expanded. And I want to remind you, a flood warning is the highest level. That is the take action now. We know something is going to happen, at least in that general area. So when I showed you this yesterday, you know what? I'm going to stop right there. Governor Ferguson is taking the stage right now. We're going to listen in on him.
And it looks like that news conference is underway right now. Let's listen in right now as we hear what they have to say.
Director Robert Ezel, WSDOT Olympic Region Administrator Steve Rourke, and then also here to answer questions if needed is Washington State Patrol Chief John Batiste and WSDOT Safety and Emergency Operations Manager John Himmel. Thank you again for joining us. With that, Governor Bob Ferguson.
Thank you, Brianna. Thanks to all of you for being here. We appreciate you taking time to join us today. So I just signed a statewide emergency declaration in response to the intense flooding Washington State and Washingtonians are experiencing this week. This, of course, allows us to seek federal funds to cover the cost of this response, which we anticipate will be significant. It also gives us the flexibility we need to respond quickly to keep Washingtonians safe in a fast-moving situation. Brianna does have a copy of the emergency declaration in case you need to see that or want to take photographs of that. We are, as you might imagine, in regular contact with local governments, tribal governments, and the federal government. I just finished a call, for example, with the National Weather Service. We've been in communication with FEMA Region 10 and the Army Corps of Engineers. At 2 p.m., I have a call with FEMA Region 10 to request an expedited emergency declaration from the federal government. We need the federal government to grant that request. This is critical. If granted, that emergency allows us to access life, safety, and emergency protective measures and additional federal resources, which will be key for us to address the extremely challenging situation that Washingtonians are facing right now. I do want to encourage all Washingtonians to listen carefully to alerts from your county emergency management departments. If you receive an evacuation order, please follow that order. This is critical for your safety. Look, the impact on Washingtonians is significant now, and it's going to be significant in the coming days, and that is an understatement. We're mindful of that, which is why we're working so hard, and you're seeing people in this room working so hard to address this situation as quickly as we can. Understand it's a challenging week for many of our state. My team understands we're putting everything we can into this situation to respond as quickly as we can. We deeply appreciate all the first responders and many others who are out there in the field helping Washingtonians as they deal with protecting their homes, their businesses, their lives, their pets, their loved ones. I'll be visiting impacted communities very soon. I'm working with the general on the right time to do that, but you'll see me out in communities as soon as that is appropriate. And again, I want to emphasize how important it is that we get this declaration from the federal government. The situation is extremely serious. The next few days are going to be very critical. You'll hear more from the folks here about specifics of what we're facing, and then we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. My name is Major General Gent Welsh. I'm the commander of the Washington National Guard and the director of the Washington Military Department. Folks, this is a very serious situation. When you see reports of record level flooding, not only just record level flooding, but historic level flooding, it's time to pay attention. There are going to be some serious impacts to communities around this state in the next 24 to 48 hours. Your Washington National Guard, thank you again for your leadership, Governor. Thank you for signing that emergency declaration. That allows us to get moving. So by the end of tonight, when the sun goes down, you will have over 100 Washington National Guard members surge to help local communities. And by the end of the day tomorrow, you'll have over 300 ready to go, to include some of our best aviators and some of our best folks that really specialize in these types of rescues and public assistance.